Hey there, creative soul. Welcome and welcome back. Today I have 3 methods for you that I use to reconnect with my voice and creativity whenever I've spent some time away or I just feel uninspired or bored or disconnected from that part of myself. So you'll walk away with some tangible ways to get you moving and flowing again. And as you implement them, they'll spark more ideas. So this will get those wheels, those gears turning and give you that burst of momentum to get back to singing and making music and creating again. Welcome to Reawaken Your Voice. I'm Lainey Prendeville Crawford, holistic voice coach, singer, song weaver. I believe the song in your heart holds medicine for yourself and for the world. And yet too often, something happens along the way. We shut down our voice and our song goes unsung. Whether you stopped singing years ago or have always harbored an unrealized dream to start, if you're ready to finally give voice to those unsung songs in your heart, then take my hand as I guide you to free yourself from the inner critic, reignite your creativity, find your courage, sing with confidence, and reawaken those dormant parts of yourself aching for a revival. So dust off your songbooks, tune up your guitar, bust out your singing bowls, your shakers, your drum. Actually, all you really need is your voice, your breath, open ears, and an open heart. Let's play. All right, so I've outlined 3 ways to reconnect with your voice and creativity that we're going to go deeper into with today's episode. But just as a reminder, if you are looking to spark that creativity and open up that creative channel, get the singing moving and flowing again, I have a free workshop available to you. And this is designed to help you do exactly what today's episode is about. Reconnect with your singing voice, rekindle that creative spark, get into the flow of a consistent singing practice, whatever that looks like for you. You know, it's your personal singing practice. And this workshop helps to open your voice with ease so that singing feels good again. So if that sounds like something, just the thing you need right now, you can go to reawakenyourvoice.com/workshop to access that now. All right, so I have outlined 3 ways to reconnect with your voice and creativity. And these are my tried and true go-tos. But as you listen, think about what may work for you and also take note of any other ideas that arise that are specific to you and your creative spirit. And as you go along your vocal journey on your creative path, you'll gather a personal toolkit or like a medicine bag of your own remedies that help you come back home to your voice and realign with your creative flow. You know, this happens to me from time to time where I just feel uninspired or bored with the way I've been creating or the way I've been doing my voice practice. And, you know, the music I may have been working on at the time. And sometimes there were longer stretches of distance that just felt much heavier. And other times, like now, where I've just been sick, and now that I'm recovering and regaining my health and my energy, and my voice is starting to come back, I'm looking to get back into it. So those times feel a little bit lighter and like, okay, it hasn't been so long. It doesn't feel so like I'm emerging from this dark place. It's like, all right, I just need to get moving again. So you'll notice there are both
kinds of reemergence that come through along the way. And sometimes you just don't feel like picking up where you left off. Like you just want to start with playfulness, with something different. Maybe approach it from another angle before resuming the current project or starting a new one. And sometimes you just need a full refresh. And especially this when it's been one of those longer stretches. Maybe it's been years. I've been there. It can feel a lot more intimidating to come back to your voice and your music when it's been a long time. It feels more daunting. And so it seems that at those times, we overcomplicate it and make it into this huge deal. And we put so much weight and pressure on ourselves and on the whole process of coming back to your creativity, coming back to your voice. So in both of those instances, it can be really helpful to approach it lightly with curiosity and playfulness and newness. So wherever you may find yourself today, whether it be one of those longer, heavier stretches, or you just took some time away and want to get flowing again, I have 3 ways that I come back to again and again that have worked for me throughout the years, and I'm going to share those with you now. So, 3 ways. Let's start with number 1, listening. Listening to music that gives you life. This can make all the difference. Think about music that lights you up or that really makes you feel things, that whenever you turn it on, it moves something in you, or it makes you want to move itself, yourself, makes you want to dance, and whatever it calls for in the moment, like whatever your soul is calling for in the moment. Maybe you need that light, playful dance movement, and maybe you need that deeper touching of the heart that cracks you wide open and brings those tears that are so cleansing and that, bring you back to why you sing in the first place and why music is so healing and so important and such an important part of life for you. So when I'm going into this one, sometimes I'll blast music in the car. My husband and I did this last night. We were driving home on the freeway for a couple of hours, and the song Alone by Heart came on, and we just started singing at the top of our lungs, just opening up, enjoying it, having fun, going all out. And what this sparked in me was remembering that every time I hear this song, I always think it would be so fun to cover this song, just like do it in my own style and play it and sing it on piano and see, what comes of that, just for fun. So as you are listening, singing along, maybe that'll spark an idea in you to cover a certain song or, make it your own, do your own little twist. And this is just for fun, just to, play with that creativity that flows through you always. Sometimes we just have to tap back into it. Another example of this is like turning up music at home loud and dancing to it. We did this the other day with this beautiful South African children's choir, and they were singing in the school courtyard outside, and it was a cappella. And there's something about South African choral a cappella groups, and specifically this children's choir. It was so real and so heartfelt and natural. And there was a girl, like a teenage girl, who was singing a solo part. And when I heard her sing, it was so pure and beautiful. I could feel her placement of the sound and the alignment and the forward ringing of her voice. And when I heard that, it's like I could feel the resonance in my own body where I would sing and place that sound. And it's hard to explain, but when you experience it, you know that that made me want to sing and play in that space. So the music that you choose will be unique to you. But whatever it is, choose the music that gives you life, that lights you up, however you need in that moment. Another way I do this, well, I used to. I don't do this as much because I get a little queasy. But one of my favorite things from being a little girl all the way up is swinging on the swing at the playground and putting headphones in and listening to music while you sing, like while you're pumping towards the sky. You can just like sing towards the sky or just listen and soak it all in. And something about the wind in my face just felt so good, so natural. It brings me back to my roots. So I do miss that. It's a little bit more difficult these days. I feel a little queasier trying it. But do this in your way is what I mean. Listening to music that gives you life and letting it open up something in you. Okay, number 2, writing. Writing. I love this art form. There are many ways of doing this, of course, but I find that it helps me sort through and clear out any internal noise that's getting in the way of that natural creative flow. It can help to, organize those spinning thoughts that just go around and bounce off the walls in your head and don't go anywhere. It gives them a place to go. And most importantly, writing helps me tune inward and reconnect with my inner voice, which is such a huge part of your singing voice. So this can take the form of free flow journaling or working on lyrics to an unfinished song. Maybe you want to write a story or some poetry. Just be creative and playful with words. Let it come out the way that your creative spirit wants it to come out in that moment. But most importantly, just have that pen, take the pen to paper. There's something that happens in your brain when you connect your hand movements with, the ink flowing on the page. And maybe you want to get a new journal, some new pens, find a nice cozy spot with your favorite beverage, make it special. Reconnect with that inner voice to reconnect with your singing voice, because they are inextricably linked. They are intertwined through the heart. Number 3, mix it up. Now this can mean several things. So mix it up. Do something out of your ordinary routine. Like go to a new place. Maybe walk in nature in a hiking trail that you haven't done in a while, or maybe a new one altogether. Sit under a tree in the park, even if it's your favorite tree and it's not new, but you haven't been there in a while. Mix it up. Do something that kind of shakes things up. And another way of doing this, like mixing it up, is pick up a new instrument, like one that's not your primary instrument. One thing that I love is like picking up, for example, a kalimba. It's the little like thumb piano. So simple and so beautiful. And I'll just pick that up and sing, improvise with my voice, with the kalimba. In moments when I need something new and different, I have picked up a different instrument like the harmonium. I can transfer my piano skills to the harmonium, but it's a different instrument altogether, and the sound is so unique that it lights something up in me that's new and, makes new connections in the brain, and I love that. You can also try a different art form altogether, aside from music. And this can be anything that you've been curious about, or perhaps a different art form that you explored in the past and just want to reawaken, For me, this is photography. I love photography, taking photos, especially when I'm traveling. Of course, there are new sights everywhere to be seen, and I see art everywhere when I'm traveling. But this can even be in your daily life, looking at things a little bit more closely, or, taking that 40,000 foot view and seeing the bigger picture. Do that with an art form that calls to you. And like I said, this will be unique to you, and it can change throughout life and in different moments. Do some painting, or get some clay in your hands and sculpt something. Make a collage, like rip up pieces of magazines or whatever you have and put them together in a new way. Just use your creativity in a different form. And this really helps make those different connections that can in turn be applied to your singing and your music making and your songwriting, but you're approaching it from another angle. And, that newness can help bring that new breath of fresh air that you so desire and so need. So just a quick summary of these 3 points. These 3 ways to reconnect with your creativity. Number 1, listening to music that gives you life. Number 2, writing to reconnect with that inner voice. And number 3, mix it up. Try something new, do something differently to spark that creativity anew. Now, just as a final note, we know this journey is not linear. There are cycles, there are seasons, there are waves that come and go, that ebb and flow. So when you find yourself in a desert season artistically, and you're seeking to embark on that passage, or make the pilgrimage into more lush and green pastures where your creativity is flourishing once again. Just remember these 3 methods to reconnect with yourself, with your creative soul, with your voice. And, pull out your own creative singer's toolkit and begin playing with these ideas until something sparks within you, because it will. And in truth, the disconnection that we sometimes feel is an illusion. We are always connected to this creative flow of life, this stream of living water. We just have to clear the path and tap back into it. It's always there. Sometimes it's just hiding, or perhaps we're hiding from it, or we've simply forgotten the way. So I pray that this episode will help you on that journey to remembering, to remembering the way. And once again, if you'd like a little extra boost in this process of rekindling that creative flame and finding your voice again, I have a free workshop that I created to help you do just that. Head to reawakenyourvoice.com/workshop to receive access to this gift from my heart to yours for such a time as this.
Hey friend, thank you so much for listening. If this episode unlocked something in you or moved you in some way, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're streaming this, and share this episode with a friend who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough. Until we meet again, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.